tournament, women's doubles 4.0, and we have about 85 miles before we get there, and we're discussing our strategy session. Our last tournament, we decided to up it, and we played in a 4.5 just to see how we'd fare, and well, we did pretty good. But I would say our biggest blocker or hurdle is we played against a female team where there was a really dominant female player, and when we targeted the weaker player, she was able to cover so much of the court, and we just couldn't get around her. We could not redirect our strategy. So anyway, we decided on the way to this tournament, we needed to anticipate that scenario happening again and what we would do to change the course.
Right, so that pretty much sums it up. Okay. And I think, what did we decide? It was more the point of now just hitting to both players.
Yes.
And then determining from there the uses of each one, and then targeting that eventually, or?
Yes. I guess targeting the person coming in, targeting feet, moving people around, just going back to traditional strategy without targeting a weaker player per se.
Right.
And then if we get people moving and off balance, then maybe the surprise attacks are directed at the weaker player who would most likely be caught off guard.
Right.
So I think
that seems like a safe initially. I think that's a good.
I think that's all we got
for now. And then did you mention hitting middle as well? I guess
just going back to the tried and true, when go back to the safe game of hitting middle to take off angles, and I think maybe even softening the game. I can't remember if that woman was particularly wanted the heavy hitting exchange. I can't recall that she was. Some of the times when we play, the girls really want to just bang and duke it out when we're all at the kitchen. Mm-hmm. I don't recall that woman was that way necessarily.
No, I don't think so. I think she was just able to position herself well.
She was just able to get everything.
That she was able to just cut off balls all the time. But we really weren't, I guess, too, notice, because obviously when she's doing that, she's opening her backhand side. That whole left side is open, and we really were not exploiting that as much. It's like I think we tried a couple of times, but
you're probably right, because we probably focused on the weaker person and continued to ping at the weaker person.
Right.
Even though stronger person was then almost on her side of the court. And then every now and again we throw one over to that left side and get her, but it was pretty rare. You're right.
It's funny because I would see that open space was there, but I think because the intention was to target Heidi, I know I personally would forget sometimes, and then would just not have that awareness all the time. I guess that's just when you have this one target the weak player, everything else just disappears.
And I can remember thinking when she was dominant woman was playing, I kept thinking keep it away from her, but I wasn't thinking get that spot where she's not covering.
Right.
Anyway,
well, I know having done something similar, being on the left side, I think probably the game that comes to mind is playing with Val. So Nikki, we were playing against her, so they both would hit to Val on the right, pull me way over to the middle, in fact probably beyond the middle, and then there goes that whole left side of my side is totally open. Because Al would give them that high ball, that made Nikki be able to just sing that back to my backhand, whereas in this we were talking about before, that righty was not giving us those types of balls, so we really could not capitalize on singing that ball over, because I think that kept it low.
Good point.
So maybe that's also something we can think about too, just on the flip side, just being able to keep our balls low so that the dominant player, can't
have it easy.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Right. Like that strategy, I think probably just keeping things simple. I know that we could probably think of a dozen things that we could probably work on or implement at some point. But I think also at the same time, it just depends on who we're playing and their style of game. And are we going to be playing a whole bunch of bangers today, or are we actually going to be playing pickleball? Shall see.
After all that, we were not able to bring in the gold, but we did come in second. Certainly not disappointed with the result. It just turns out in the end, by the time we got to the gold medal match, we were totally gassed. And our young whippersnapper opponents were ready to go and definitely played the better game. So, but one thing that we did, I guess one of the takeaways was, really working on stamina and energy. So for when we do get to these gold medal matches, we still have, energy left in the tank. So something to think about and work on. But otherwise, we had a great tournament.